96.9 FM. Fresh news, smart talk, all day. The views and opinions of the hosts and guests are their own and do not necessarily reflect the views of the management and staff of Guardian Radio.
Good afternoon, Bahamas. Good afternoon, those of you who are visiting our shores for the first time, those of you abroad. This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM, right here on Guardian Radio Today. I am your host, Garth Minard Roseborough, and I have joining me as my new sidekick. You know, Darwin Russell is now vacated and gone to a different situation, and I have Mr. Kyle Dean sitting with me today. I had time to reflect before I got in the studio today. I have a tradition. I normally like to stop at the watering holes and purchase some beverages for people in the studio who I appreciate. Hard work that they do behind the scenes. I just want to give a shout out to the Guardian staff for all that they do. And for those of you who are breaking my doors down for honey, this is the dry season. I've been able to distribute a few bottles today. I don't have any more right now. I'm working on that. I'm always working. But I'll tell you why I mentioned all of this. I stopped at a common place in the southern area of the Bahamas today, and there's something that continues to bother me. When you see the same men standing by a doorway begging females for $1, I just don't understand. I can understand maybe once, twice, you have hard time situations, but every time, a man with perfect health, strength. Why? What is going on in our country? I do believe that there is space for a conversation as to how to save our young men. I'm not saying that women don't need salvation. I've heard of molestation cases. I've heard of assaults. I've heard of abuse. And definitely it goes further than just a gender of being male, but myself being what I call a real man, it bothers me when I see what appears to be a real man who goes to a female and has to beg for $1. He's not offering any service. He's not offering any gesture. All his focus is $1. And it's okay if you ask for the $1, but you're staying at the door waiting for the next victim to come for another $1. Come on, man. You need to learn how to get your resume together, go apply for a job, go to BTVI, it's free, get a trade, make something happen for yourself. This nation, called the Commonwealth of the Bahamas, needs real men. Let me sit here in this space and say to you, how long are we going to go ahead and close our eyes, stick our necks in the sand, and act as if we do not have an issue in this country? The Bahamas, the strength of our country is in its people. But even though our women are becoming stronger by the day, you men have to step up. And so today, I have in the studio Mr. Kyle Dean. You want to say good afternoon first before I introduce the guest?
Yes, good afternoon, Bahamas. It's excited to be here again, and I look forward to such a powerful conversation with our in-studio guest today.
It has to always be powerful with me because the conversation has to be real. In the studio today is none other than Sebastian. You may know that last name from areas like Mangrove Key in Andros, South Andros area. But his name, for me, I've seen him twice in his lifetime. Tony twice. I've been in his studio, yes, I have, but I've seen him twice in his lifetime. Once at Bahamas Academy. He wouldn't remember me. I was a pastor then, believe it. I was a pastor of the faith at that time. And today. But following his record, I bring to you today the subject. Measure the man. This is a sponsored paid program. This is his program. This is his way of reaching out to you so that you can know that as we are all flesh and blood, there are individuals, female and male, who have prepared themselves no matter what life has thrown at them, no matter what the celebration moments have been. They have left their position to sit with you, listen to you, speak to you, and even offer assistance to you. Today, the man at the door got no dollar from me, but I hope he's hearing this message today. Stand up, young man, stand up. Today we have a young man, younger than I am, who has stood up when he didn't have to and allow Sebastian, the mic is yours.
Good afternoon. Thank you for having me, and good afternoon, Bahamas. It's a pleasure to be here on this show today so that we can get into this conversation and I can share a lot about what's been going on in Fort Charlotte and what we're doing, what we're going to continue to do, what we're building, and how we're impacting the lives of so many residents in this great constituency. And just excited, first and foremost, to have been afforded the opportunity. So I want to pay a special thanks to the leadership of the Progressive Liberal Party, our Prime Minister, Philip Brave Davis, who will march us into victory in a few short weeks. Humble and excited that he chose me to be the standard bearer for the Progressive Liberal Party for Fort Charlotte. And I am here for duty and ready to rock and roll, continue to rock and roll.
Now, he has a lovely lady here with him, but she said the mic ain't hers today, so we're going to allow her to get away. This is the first woman I've ever met who ain't got nothing to say. This is marriage material. This is woman which you need around you all the time. So, sometimes women just talk, I don't know why they talk so much, but we love you women. We love the Bahamian. Oh, we love y'all, but Jesus, y'all can talk. But today she said she ain't talking. So the microphone belongs to the men today. I just want you to acknowledge her presence, that she's here, and we appreciate her being here. Thank you so much for joining us today. Now, when the other members of Parliament came into the studio with me, they had a great time. They said they had, 15, 20 minutes. They want to spend the whole show with me because we can have a good time in here today. That's what we do. And they came in a nice little SUV cars, and I said, Jesus, Lord, they came out, because I know one or two of them personally. And I said, oh, Lord, boy, y'all really doing the thing. This man today come here in one bus. Jesus, Lord, God, Jesus. Listen to me, man. The man come in a bus. The man come in a jitney. and humble as ever. So when he used the word humble just now, I want him to know that is so appreciated when we're talking politics in this country. The humility in great people is often escaping the minds of the Bahamian people, because when we see them, they ain't got no time. The finger is up. I got to go. I got a call. I got a conference. I got to catch a flight. These are busy people, and rightly so. But when they take the time to speak with you, be nice. We're going to have a great conversation here today. You're going to be taking questions today from the public, I assume? See, he said he's open. He said the truth. You don't have to hide. And so let me throw those numbers out there to you today before we jumpstart this program and take a break. 323-6232, 325-4316, 325-4259, anywhere from the Family of Islands, 305720, or you can text in at 422-4796. This is Guardian Radio Today, 96.9 FM, here in the beautiful Commonwealth of the Bahamas. Garth Maynard Roseborough, Kyle Dean, His Excellency, Sebastian, all the kind of stuff. So just don't call him out a bastard, because he's a good man. We'll be right back.
Nothing from nothing leaves nothing. You gotta have something if you wanna be with me. Nothing from nothing leaves nothing. You gotta have something if you wanna be with me.
Struggling to find your financial rhythm? Make that move to Fidelity and let us help you orchestrate your financial goals into perfect harmony with free financial coaching sessions. Make that move today. Call 356-7764.
Fidelity, we're good.
Beulah, gal, can you believe this? We are now the patrol queens of the neighborhood.
We now large and in charge. So we need to check out what's going on in everybody's yard. What about that gun that we know that Junior and his homeboys just ran out? Can we report that too?
Of course we can.
But we could be in deep trouble if they find out.
We need to report what we see, Beulah. When you call Crime Stoppers, they just answer your call in Miami.
So then we can report everything? Guns, where they hiding the drugs, who shoot who part of which gang, or who disturbing the peace with the loud music and the motorcycles.
Then our neighborhood will be the best in the Bahamas, and everybody gonna want to come live here. And then our house price will go up, gal.
So what we waiting on? What's the number?
If you see something, say something. Let us all check. Call 328-8477 from Nassau or 242-300-8477 from the Family Islands. Or text us through the Crack Crime Bahamas app. Stop the crime before it's your time.
Team Bahamas goes on the hunt for Carifta Gold once again. Join Star 106.5 and Guardian Radio 96.9 for daily live updates on the Carifta Swimming Championships in Martinique and the Carifta Track and Field Championships in St. George's, Grenada throughout the Easter holiday weekend. Carifta Gold, the Easter Showdown. Team Bahamas going for an 8th consecutive swimming title, and the track and field team looking to overthrow longtime champions Jamaica. Don't miss our live coverage every day of the 53rd Carifta Games on Star 106.5 and Guardian Radio 96.9. Carifta Gold, the hunt is on.
This is definitely to continue to build on the progress that we've made. There's now drone technology. There's now year-round container farming. You have hydroponics. You have aquaponics. You have precision farming. There have been record numbers of enrollments, record numbers of flat fishing certifications. We've had record enrollments in our online courses. Students from across the family of islands. Because in Bamsi, we are not just cultivating produce, we're cultivating producers.
Paid for by the PLC.
This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM. Fresh news, smart talk, all day.
Struggle, me know the way. Me help who drown and me clear the gate. Me build with 2 hands, not with speech. Me fight for the people me try to reach. Me rescue some from storm and rain. Me help some get back up again. Not just a promise, me lay foundation. Me building future, not just reputation. We going higher, higher, brick by brick and soul by soul. We going higher, higher. For Charlotte Rise, we in control. Sabas is here now, not just show, we bring the proof. We going higher, higher. Me build with love, me stand on truth. Me help young kings start their thing. Me help young queens reclaim their win. Me give them keys, not just a speech. Me show what's possible when reach me teach. Me open doors where walls did stand. Me give me mind, me sweat me hand. Show them life can start again. Me carry hope through block and lane. We going higher, higher. From the ground deserve. Me didn't come to smile for camera. Me come fi work, me come fi build. Me didn't come fi talk loud. Me come fi listen and lift. Now for Charlotte, it's our time. We going higher, higher. No more waiting, no more fear. We going higher, higher. You can see the vision clear. Sabas is here now, here now. And for Charlotte, feel that light. We going higher, higher. Me bring the morning after night. We going high.
Guardian Radio 96.9 FM. Guardian Radio today. We are going higher today. We have in the studio today, Sebastian Bastian. And I'm listening to that song. And I had an opportunity for the first time to listen to it earlier today. And I said I was just so impressed with that song. Now, you could say, oh, listen to God. Now, God just got to suck up. Listen to me. I got taste, man. I got taste. It's a great song. What I did not know was who wrote that song. Now, that I didn't know. And while we are just listening to the words of that song and placing it within our own being that we too want to go higher, I just want, before I forget, to give a special shout out to Mr. Dwight Strawn. Condolences to him and his family on the passing of his mom. And so even as we are now jubilantly sitting here today listening to this great song, we want his spirit to also be higher today, knowing that God has their back. And when I listen to that song, it is just so, I'm going to use a new term today, rescuing. I can say salvific. I know how to use English. But I got to have my own words. If he write his own song, I could use my own language, man. Don't play with me today, man. I ain't in the mood. What a great song. I've tried to write some songs too before. Ain't nobody listening to my song, but someone listening to his song. But it is, I think, so fitting at this particular time because it made me feel as if it's not just a performance. And I keep telling all people, behind this microphone, I am performing. Oh, God, I perform. Sometimes I'm going to get you mad. I'm going to get you angry. I'm going to get you happy. I'm going to get you sad. I want some emotion from you. I want fight sometime. But this particular song, when it goes to the heart, there's a scripture that says, blessed are the pure in heart, for they shall see God. Now, I ain't calling him God. Listen to me carefully. Don't call him God. I'm just saying to you, I can sense the purity in the song. What inspired you, sir, to write such a song? Because you wasn't always having the ambition to be a politician. But this song had to come from your soul, from your heart, as to who you really are. When I did the presentation to Crab Pen for the last 3-4 weeks, because that's about to become a book now. I just want you all to know that. That came from my heart. But I sense that this song also came from your heart. Tell me more about this song and why it's so fitting for Fort Charlotte.
Well, because I'm no stranger to just uplifting young entrepreneurs, aspiring entrepreneurs, my philanthropic outreach. These are things that I've been doing through my foundations, ILKS Foundations for over 17 years, the Owen Bahamas Foundation for over a decade. And, when you were not born with a silver spoon, you could see life from the lens of the masses. So I get to see what success looks like, and I get to see what coming up and having doors closed and not being under-resourced, not supported, and all that. And I know it's not easy, and so every chance I get, I try to, pave as much as the way as I can, so that others can benefit from the knowledge that I've gained. And I think it's a scripture. There's Luke 12:48. To whom much is given, much is required. I'm very passionate about education, and I know that is the cornerstone of all of the issues. The cornerstone of how we can address all of the issues that we plague this country today. If you want to fix crime, fix education. If you want to create opportunities, fix education. Mm-hmm. Right? If you want to build and support entrepreneurs, educate them so that they think like entrepreneurs, think like builders, think like owners, think like business people. So it all starts there. So, that's why a lot of my initiatives, like OWN, is to empower, not just youth, empower Bahamians, period. Bring back Bahamianization that we once knew, and try to close the gap between the haves and the have-nots, and then show people from our upbringing what's possible for them as well.
And I think you've proven that. I've heard of some of the workshops that you've had over on Paradise Island, I think it is, that you've had some workshops to empower anybody. It's open to the public, that whomever will, let them come. You speak about this whole journey of yours, and immediately I look at even at my own life, as others are also doing, that when you come from humble beginnings, you may not be the favorite. I wasn't the favorite in school, and may not have been the favorite in my community. But when we look at the life of even Joseph, and I got to talk this way because you say you've been Bounce Academy, I think, right? Joseph was not the first child. He was not the one that had the birthright. I want you to follow me carefully. Mm-hmm. He was the first child of love from Rachel. Yet, he was the one who had the coat of many colors because he was the child of love. And being the child of love, he had a coat of many colors that was given to him from his father. And no matter what befell him, whether it was that he was thrown into a pit, whether he was put in Potiphar's wife as a servant, whether he was put in jail being accused of fooling with Potiphar's wife, or whether he now is ascending into a role of governorship, which I use as rulership, it is only a mighty hand that can save a young man from his own peril. You look at the life of Moses, you look at the life of Joseph, it is a spiritual situation when we see an individual actually rise. And there are people in our community who sometimes have an issue with that. We make it political. Oh, he's a PLP, so I can't stand him. I want to see him fall. There are people like that. There are people who say, you know what? He was my neighbor. He has not looked back at me. To hell with him. This is the spirit that exists out there. I'm not saying that everyone thinks that way, but these are the spirits that attempt to keep people down, not understanding that there's a greater force that pushes you up. And now that you're being pushed up, you put yourself in a situation to share and to serve. How does that feel today?
I think it comes with a great deal of responsibility.
It does.
A responsibility that I'm no stranger of leadership. You owe it to the generation behind you. I think it starts with that, the people and the generation behind you, because we stand on the shoulders of the generation before us. All of us as Bahamians have a collective responsibility to do what we can while we're in a position to do so, no matter how big, how small. But we all must try and make the Bahamas a better place in the time in which we're able to serve and contribute at a meaningful level so that the generation behind us can benefit. Every benefits that we have as a people, whether it's freedom, economic freedom, access to education. We hear all the stories about how it was back then. Our founding fathers that fought all those battles for us is why we enjoy these levels of freedom today. We also paid a price for the missed opportunities that we did not take advantage of, as a country, and racking those up over time, and the cons that come with missing those opportunities. And I think, you can't complain your way to prosperity.
That's correct.
Right, and I think that's what's important. I think I've been fortunate enough to be supported by persons in this country my entire life.
Yes.
When I first started, I was selling steaks with my father on Lincoln Boulevard and Cordova Avenue.
How old?
7 years old.
Okay.
I did that from 7 to 17. In between that time, I was building computers at the age of 15 and selling them to my teachers at Bahamas Academy.
They told me you had a backpack. You were selling everything out the backpack.
Yeah.
I got the story.
Yes. One of those teachers still ain't pay me yet, but I ain't gonna call her name.
Call the name.
I can't, she give me. I think that's why she gave me that A in Spanish, because I couldn't speak a lick of Spanish.
Como está usted?
But and subsequent to that, was able to go off to college and decided that I wanted to pursue entrepreneurship instead. I had a lot of passion, but nowhere to go.
You said college?
Yes, I went to college in Miami.
Okay. Not everybody can appreciate college now.
Well, college and I got into an argument, an impasse, and we went our separate ways. And I pursued my passion in terms of I had drive, I had a relentless curiosity, a hard-working ethic and discipline, and I wanted to apply that to things that I was, passionate about.
That's the Bill Gates story, by the way.
Passionate about technology. I was passionate about technology. That's where I wanted my focus to be.
I like it.
And I looked for gaps in the market, and I found it in the electronic space. So I came back from college, opened up a store in the East Street Shopping Center.
I bought a fridge from there.
Yeah, called Electronic Docs. I opened that store in 1999.
I got a fridge from there.
At 19 years old. And did some things with Pete Patelco at the time, became their master distributor at, I think, 22 years old. So I had phone card machines in all the gas stations and food supermarkets, et cetera.
Wow.
And then I opened up the newspaper one day, and I'm going to segue in how I ended up in Fort Charlotte for the first time.
Go ahead.
Opened up the newspaper one day, and I saw this article about College of Bahamas wanting to do student housing or something like that. And I said, wow, that's a great idea. So I'm driving around the area trying to find property. And I saw this piece of property on Warren Street, so next to AutoZone, and I bought it and constructed 20 apartment units.
How old were we?
I was 23.
Jeez, that's Michael Jordan number.
Yeah, and I printed a flyer, went to the college and handed them out, just solicit some tenants. One person from UB showed up, and the rest of them were just ordinary working class Bahamians. 11 of them, which still live there today.
Mercy.
And that's because I never really carried the rent up that much. I mean, I've only lifted the rent up probably twice in 22 years. And I ended up moving in number 3. And I lived there from 2003 to 2009. So I lived in Fort Charlotte for 6 years. Then Raymond Wells came and he built his church next door to me using my water.
Yeah.
So my holy water bill, living waters. So shout out to Apostle Raymond Wells. We got a friendship as a result of that, and I started to go to that church there for the last 2 decades. So lived in Fort Charlotte, worship in Fort Charlotte, and I've invested in a lot of other real estate projects here in Fort Charlotte, and just happy to be back home and continue to serve this community and take it higher.
And listen, there's so much for us to talk about, especially when it comes to Fort Charlotte, one of those matured communities in the Bahamas that has a wide range population in terms of age, in terms of profession. For many of us, we used to like to go there for the industrial gardens. We used to like to go to the zoo and to the botanical gardens.
I actually graduated from Xavier's College, which is in Fort Charlotte.
You got a dad school, yeah. I would say Thomas More. But those are one of the places I remember. Even on Saturdays when my parents would go to patio sales, we'd be going into the Chippingham area to just go ahead and purchase some things, And
the first time I ever see a pool was at Xavier's College. I thought pools wasn't real till I went. I only saw it on TV. Went to Xavier's.
You saw pools and buying would stop your nonsense. This is Garden Radio Today, 96.9 FM. We're going to come back. We're going to take some questions from you. The phone's all lit up. Kyle has a whole phone full of text messages. We want to just lessen that burden just a little bit, but we want to hear some more from His Excellency, Sebastian. Let's take this quick break, and we'll be right back.
This is definitely the time for BAMSI to continue to build on the progress that we've made. There's now drone technology. There's now year-round container farming. You have hydroponics. You have aquaponics. You have precision farming. There have been record numbers of enrollments, record numbers of flat fishing certifications. We've had record enrollments in our online courses. Students from across the family of islands. Because in BAMSI, we are not just cultivating produce. We're cultivating producers.
Paid for by the PLP.
Loss of family members is very isolating, and people who have experienced loss appreciate when others have shared their grief. If you can't be there in person, Go to the Nassau Guardian's website online at thenassauguardian.com and visit our obituary link. The Nassau Guardian's interactive obituary link allows you to read the funeral announcement, express condolences, or place photos on the online guest book for 1 full year. Losing a loved one is painful, but that pain isn't the worst thing to happen. Friends, loved ones, colleagues, and neighbors who ignore the loss compound the pain. Should the bereaved family wish to place the obituary and photos on our obituary site, just contact the Guardian's funeral industry partners or the Nassau Guardian. Remember, there isn't one magic right thing to say to someone experiencing loss that will make the loss less painful or easier to bear. The Nassau Guardian's obituary link, available online at thenassauguardian.com.
Struggling to find your financial rhythm? Make that move to Fidelity and let us help you orchestrate your financial goals into perfect harmony with free financial coaching sessions. Make that move today. Call 356-7764.
Fidelity, we're for you.
Me walk through struggle, me know the way. Me help who drown and me clear the gate. Me build with 2 hands, not with speech.
This is Guardian Radio Today, 96.9 FM, sitting with none other than His Excellency, Sebastian Bastian of Kyle Dean in the studio with me as well, who's going to assist me with some of the text messages and questions that we have. I just want to throw those numbers out again before we go to the phone lines, 323-6232, 325-4316, 325-4259, anywhere from the Family of Islands, 300-5720. We're going to give you the text line at 422-4796. And just remember, it's still Garth on this microphone. You know how to behave yourself. You know we ain't playing that today. I know you're political. I know you have your favorite. I know you have your sides. We're going to keep this thing decent. We're going to keep this thing positive because we're trying to build a country. You know how I feel. But if you want to try me, today is the day to try me. It's Monday. I got plenty of energy for you today. Let's go to the phone lines. First call on the line. Let's go.
Hey, great show, usual. Carlton, yes, how you doing?
Thank you, my friend.
Yeah, right. Yeah, let me just ask 1 or 2 questions before I run out of minutes, right? One thing, right? I'm sort of happy about Sabas, right? Because based on the fact that he was not the smartest one in Bahamas Academy, and he actually made it.
He was not the smartest one in Bahamas Academy.
No, that one wasn't the brilliantest one. But
his religion teacher told me he had to give him an A to graduate. I don't know the story, but tell me who was the smartest then?
Oh,
it was you?
Landy either.
It wasn't you either. So what you talking about?
Yeah, the second thing I want to go on right now, I ain't thinking about this, right? And listen, because I highly doubt God can ask it.
Okay.
How do you feel about the fact that people think that you just there to further your business? And not me now. This was the public saying.
Of course.
That you were out.
Okay. I appreciate the call. You want to answer that now?
I mean, how do I feel about people think that I'm here to further my business? Well, if I think persons wishing to further their personal or professional businesses don't need to get in politics to do so. In fact, it would be an handicap to get into politics to further the business. I built my businesses
outside of politics.
Outside of politics, quite successfully, as you can see. You can touch and look at all of them that you can see around, and I don't think that any of those exemplify needing to get into politics to make them bigger than they are.
So let's make it make sense then.
Yeah.
The politician going in, as we've had someone in Southern Shores mention that as a backbencher doesn't make sense. So that's $28,000 a year. Is that what Sebastian is about? $28,000. If you get into cabinet, let's give you a salary of $70,000. He's after the $70,000. Or do you believe in your mind that somehow you network and you rob the treasury, you rob the Bahamian people, and you become a multi-millionaire? Do you think he needs to rob the treasury to now be a millionaire? So what you're basically trying to think and say is that he is a greedy man who wants all and leave you none. Is that what I'm hearing from you, callers? Is that what I'm hearing from you, Bahamian people? How do you feel about that, Mr. Bastian?
Well, like I said, if you want to make money, for a successful person like me, I don't need to get into politics to make money. I've successfully been able to demonstrate that I'm able to do that without getting into politics to do so. The last time I checked, I thought that when you get into politics, you came in to serve. All right, and that's what I'm here to do. I'm here to serve. This is I'm making an enormous sacrifice. If there was ever a definition of national service, this has to be it.
So when they have people like Mr. Brent Simonet, why does he get into politics? But that's your party friend, so it doesn't bother you. When you talk about the deputy leader of the COI, that doesn't bother you because that's your party. You see the nonsense that people run on with, I dislike. Because when you knock on my door, in previous times, I never asked you for no shirt. I don't want your shirt. I don't want your cap. I don't want your wristband. I don't want nothing you have to give. I don't need that. I can make my decision. I'm going to vote. Now, you come knocking on my door. I say, you heard my song? My song, what the song said? Nothing? Now you're bringing you something and you still want to talk nonsense to me? I can't handle that. Not today on a Monday. Love you all. But we ain't doing nonsense today. Next call on the line.
Hey, what's it got?
Hey, my brother.
All is well?
Yes.
The boss.
Yes, sir.
His Excellency.
All is well?
Yeah.
How you doing?
You know him, eh? Personally, eh?
What you mean, man?
I don't know. You may be the cousin. I don't know.
Since you know me, you got anything for Fort Charlotte?
Hey, God.
Yes, sir.
He might know me like that, right? But he can get to know me in a little while.
Oh, yeah?
The boss.
Yes, sir.
You know one fella, it's called him Taxi. He get one-hand jump shot. Play basketball.
One-hand jump
one-hand
shot.
Jump shot.
You used to play basketball, no? You can't play no ball.
Well, you know, I scrap a couple of games here and there.
Yeah, when you're playing your scrap games, like sometimes you'll be out by Nesbitt, sometimes you'll be by Malcolm Park.
Nah, I've been there in a very, very long time.
Right, yeah, that's what I said.
But don't talk too much of the people's business now. Because we ain't one of
Yeah.
us waiting for you all on them places.
So why I said it is, right? You women are Adrian. You all used to be playing, but I used to be on the sideline watching you all because, you know, my game wasn't on your level. Your level was just coming up.
See, now you use my friend, but you want me to cut you. Because you're talking nonsense.
No, man, don't cut him.
Don't cut you?
Listen, man, you can meet me on Chippenham Park at around 5 if you want to sort this out, you know.
No, when I used to play on Chippenham, right, you wasn't around then, Zabah.
Yeah, but we talking about now, though. You taking me back into history.
He say 5 o'clock. You
5
ready?
o'clock.
Oh.
The man taking time to play you 5 o'clock. Don't check it out now.
Listen, I was trying to catch up with you a little while, right? But busy then. So every time I go by where they tell me you speak, you was either gone or...
Okay, 5 o'clock on the park. What part of you ain't understand? I want to report. You call me back here on Thursday. I want to know what happened at 5 o'clock.
Advantage now, God.
Okay.
You have the advantage.
You have the advantage?
Yeah, right now you have the advantage. Because I visually in bed.
Okay, when I let you off the hook. I let you off the hook. He's my
You have the
friend.
advantage now.
Yeah, sorry to hear that.
You can win that one. But I just want to see how best I could catch up with you.
Yeah, we just come down
Okay,
to the center.
leave the number with the producer. I'll pass it on to him for you. Yeah. Okay, I appreciate you. Let me take another caller, please. Next call on the line, please.
Hey, how you guys doing, man?
I think we're doing well today.
Doing really well.
And I want to tell you that song is very powerful, brother.
I think so.
I wanted to say something that I really could feel it in that, brother. And I'm not just saying that to because of who you are. I'm just saying it because of the fact that it really, if you really sit down and listen to the words of it, man, that could become a hit. Take out Fort Charlotte and you're good to go, man. But one of the key things I really want to say to you is this. I'm a person within my early days to you that I have been observing you for quite some time. And I have seen that you have a desire to not only assist in many different areas, but also to motivate. And I think maybe in your present life or your life to come, I could see you probably being on like a Les Brown or something like that. I don't know if that's something that you have in mind or something that you play around with probably sometime. But I can actually see, like I said, a Jim Rohn and those kinds of guys. So you know exactly what I'm talking.
So let me ask you a question. You ain't visually impaired, right?
Huh?
You're not visually impaired.
No.
You
man.
sound smart, but you're a real smart fella. You don't see me being a Les Brown? See, I'm a little jealous now. So you always play this game. I want to be Les Brown.
Man, look at the God. Let me put it
Yeah, man. Give me some love, man. What's wrong with you people? I got $10.
Hey, God, let me put it this way,
Yeah.
man. Listen, all things are possible, man.
I
all
appreciate
things
you.
are possible.
I really
I'll put
do
it that way,
appreciate you.
okay, bro? Well, anyhow, Mr. Bastian, I could only imagine. I had a conversation. I'm going to get off right now. I had a conversation with someone the other day, and there are a number of constituencies within the country wish that they were so fortunate, such as Fort Charlotte. And bro, I wish you all the best, man. God bless, man, and keep moving higher.
Man, we appreciate you, man. I got to take another caller quickly. Go ahead, caller, you on the line. You're live.
Is this Goff?
Oh, it is. I'm here with Mr. Kyle Dean sitting on the side of me, but we have special guest, Mr. Sebastian.
Well, let me say a good day to, let me take him down memory lane.
Sparky, go quick now. You know we're going to the news. You like to call me right before the news.
Hello?
Yeah, you like to call me right before the news, but I can give you 3 minutes. Go ahead.
You want me to talk now? Wait.
I want you to call after the news. But you want to talk to him? Talk to him for 3 minutes and call me back after the news. Go ahead.
Yeah, okay. Mr. Bastian.
Good afternoon, Sparky.
Hello?
Good afternoon.
We can hear you.
Your daddy, the Smiley Bastian, used to work for City Meat Market on Madera Street.
Yes, sir.
Your daddy had a two-story building, a bar, and apartments on the corner of Codo Avenue and Lincoln Boulevard.
Yes, sir.
Darren Bastian Taylor Street is your brother.
Yes, sir.
Now, don't talk all of my business now.
No.
Go ahead. Use my friend. Go ahead. Sparky. I think I lost. Do you have any questions there on the text line for Mr. Bastian quickly before we go to the news? Go ahead.
Before we go to the news, so
Go ahead.
I think this is a very good text. It says, you had a successful career, and I think you alluded to that, your success outside of politics. What was the moment where you said, I need to step into public service? What made you feel ready for this transition in your life?
That's a good question.
I think it was the moment that I decided that I wanted my legacy to not be what I left behind, but what I left in motion.
Mm.
And to leave things in motion, you want to be in a position to influence policies that will drive this country to a level of prosperity that we've never seen. There's no shortage of ideas we see it in manifestos and blueprints and cycle after cycle. But what there's sometimes can be a shortage of willing people that are willing to step forward and help drive those blueprints for change and blueprints for progress forward. Obama said it best. We are the ones we've been waiting for. We are the change we seek. It's very easy to be on the sideline and complain and say what the government should do and what they shouldn't do and who they should fire and who crooked and who all this kind of stuff. But at the end of the day, the work still has to be done. Mm-hmm. And, the prime minister is one man, and he needs a team around him to drive that blueprint for progress forward. And I want to be part of that progress, along with my colleagues. Like they said, it takes that same village to build a country. And this is our country, no matter what. I'm just as Bahamian as you, and her. And if there's no version of us who have the capacity to contribute, to just sit on the sidelines and put our hands in the air and say, well, it's not my problem. Surely it's easier for me to not get involved. I could just sit on the sidelines and whatever happens on the outcomes of election after elections, I think that I could just survive through it. But at the end of the day, I have kids that also will have kids. I have family that have kids. I have friends that have kids. And if you're in a position to make the country that has been so good to me better, this is an opportunity that I decided that I wanted to step into and contribute. It's a lot of sacrifice. And I think it's something that I prayed about, and I decided that, now is the time.
So moving around on the ground and inside the constituency of Fort Charlotte, what rings out to most? What do you think that policymakers miss? What are the people asking for? What are the desires of the people? How does that look when you move around door to door?
Yeah, I wouldn't want to say things that policymakers miss. That's not the conversation we're having. You're having a listening conversation and hearing more so about what the constituents want for themselves. Because sometimes, there can be a difference between the two. And as I move from door to door, the thing that rings out the most is affordability, right? And that comes in the range of affordable foods and affordable living. And we have in our blueprint for Fort Charlotte, we are addressing that head on. We will be advocating for the development of new subdivisions within Fort Charlotte. We're working closely with the Minister of Housing currently to identify derelict homes that they will tag and acquire and demolish and build affordable homes for the resident of Fort Charlotte, working closely with the Trade Commission and the government's new pricing app so that persons can be able to see who has the best price on grocery as they navigate through our streets, and start to see if we can work with the grocers to look for alternative trade lanes to support the affordability of food. And, the residents, these are proud people, these are hardworking people, and, they just want an environment to thrive. Home ownership has to be probably top of the list. Everybody has that ambition, that dream. And when I would say home, is property ownership. And I always encourage people to make sure that try as best you can and make sure that your first property is an income-producing property as well. So we're looking to also bring affordability to rental. Because when we say affordable living, we don't just mean we don't just mean ownership of a home. We also mean making rental affordable. We have developed for consideration an affordable rental program that was passed to the government, and I think it's being considered, and hopefully we can see that be driven forward as well.
And that's beautiful, man. Let's try to take one or two more calls before we go to the news. Caller, you on the line. You have 1 minute. Let's go, caller. Hello? Caller, you there? Okay. We lost that caller. Caller, I want you all to call back after the break. Listen, man, you folks are something else. I got some texts that you want to know about the National Lottery. You want to know about campaign financing. You want to know if Mr. Sabas is after power. I want to address some of these questions even after the break. I don't know if he is going to be able to stay here beyond the news, but he is welcome to stay with me for a few extra minutes if he so likes. You people, this is Guardian Radio Today, 96.9 FM. We're having a great conversation with His Excellency Sebastian. He's being very transparent. He said, God, let the people ask the questions. Whatever you want to say what you got to say, because he has nothing to hide. He's here at the will of the people. He's here to serve. And I think that is commendable today. How many of you have made it? Like I went to St. Augustine's College, class of 86. Now we got 40 years reunion coming up. And now all of a sudden y'all want to call me to become reunion for what?
Well, I've been to SAC too.
Which year you was there, boy?
Well, you see, I didn't call myself a big red machine.
You talk like them.
They say there's two types of people.
No. SAC people could talk. You just talk like them. So you've been to SAC.
They say there are two types of people.
You got your order there too?
One's...
You ain't make it you college. You make it you SAC?
No, I ain't make it you
So you're half the man that I am then.
SAC and I, we had an impasse.
Again.
Listen, I had a lot of relationship problems with my education.
But you learned from them and you learned well.
No. I think that I made the right decision and moved on to a better path, and I landed at Bahamas Academy for grade 10. And I'm so fortunate that I left SAC and went to Bahamas Academy.
But let me tell you where I used to live then, when I was growing up. You see the little aqua house behind Bahamas Academy? Next to Mr. Lancy by the cherry tree?
Yeah, I cut through that yard.
Because, the Seelys had the shop on the corner. Mr. Seeley. I was the next house there. I lived there for the first 11 years of my life. And so I was close enough to Bahamas Academy, but I had to elevate to St. Augustine's College, even though they don't give me no love. Y'all gonna call me for a reunion, but you ain't give me no love. I ain't hear from none of y'all till it's time for a reunion. Listen, folks, this is Guardian Radio Today, 96.9 FM. We're having a great reunion here with His Excellency, Sebastian. Kyle Dean in studio. We're gonna go to news, and we'll be back after that.
Through struggle, me know the way. Me help who drown and me clear the gate. Me build with two hands, not with speech. Me fight for the people me try to reach. Me rescue some from storm and rain. Me help some get back up again. It's the promise, me lay foundation. Me building future, not just reputation. We going higher, higher. Brick by brick and soul by soul. We going higher, higher. For Charlotte Rise, we in control. Sabas is here now.
This is Guardian Radio, your station for up-to-the-minute news and intelligent, interactive, and engaging conversations. 96.9 FM.
Good afternoon, we are back. We just listened to the news here at Guardian Radio 96.9 FM. We're here for Guardian Radio Today. Garth Maynard Roseborough sitting with Mr. Kyle Dean. And of course, we have in our company His Excellency Sebastian here, on the air. And he has just made the consideration to stay with us for a few minutes longer for those of you who have been calling in. And we do have one or two more questions. And of course, we want to address the idea of his vision going into Fort Charlotte before he has to leave. And so I am now like Jacob. The angel tell him, don't leave yet. We just need a little blessing. We want to get that full visionary statement from him before he goes. Now, I may leave here with a limp because he's a strong man. He's a mighty man. But, you know, I could take the blow. Call on the line. Let me listen to you first. What you got, caller? Caller, you live.
Very pleasant. Good evening, God. How you doing?
I'm good, man. I'm good. You held on during the news. I got to honor that. Go ahead, my brother.
I thank you so very much. And I want to say good evening to His Excellency.
Good evening.
And I commend you, sir, for your progress and what you're doing in the Fort Charlotte community and the Bahamas. But I have a couple of questions for you, and I'll appreciate if you can engage me on those. One is, when God opened the show, he spoke about young men, or he referenced a gentleman, a male who was on the street, who might be on the street, asking for $1. What is your view on a person like that?
Well, I think you have to, if you have the time to engage with an individual like that, it's good to understand the backstory. Sometimes it's comes from a childhood, broken home, fallen on some tough times, things like that. And it's not unique to the Bahamas. You see that globally, and sometimes it's just some individuals lack ambition as well. It could be that, or they're just not seeing. I've certainly had the opportunity to engage with lots of young men, but definitely were on the streets doing nothing. And sometimes it's just taking the time and having a conversation and extracting talent that may exist. Everybody is good at something, and if some people take the time out to listen, empower, encourage, instead of demonizing, then maybe there's a large percentage of these individuals that we can potentially support and help.
Next question, my friend, quickly. You there? I think we have lost him for the second question. Let me take another caller, please. Next call on the line.
Hello?
Hey, how you doing, man?
Rachel holding on.
Praise God.
Get a cutlass in your hand today.
No, I had the cutlass in my hand yesterday.
Yes, oh, I didn't.
I chopped coconut yesterday.
Good afternoon, His Excellency, Mr. Bastian.
Good afternoon. How you doing?
Go ahead, Papa.
Thank God for life. This Papa, I don't like to talk behind people's back, but God says certain things that we can't talk about. We only can ask questions when you ain't there. And we have a lot to say about you. I'm a blind individual. I think what you've been doing for the same color skin and a young Bahamian, we should be proud of you. And I think it's a good thing. And if it was me, I would have been able to do some of those good things too, what you're doing. And I believe you set an example for plenty of young people out there to be able to come and do it. Now, to those people who say, what more you want, right? And why you got to get in politics. I know you might have done answer that, right? But to them who say, what more you want, right? And it sounds like Alfred says, Professor says, was the member of parliament for the area, and he's a smart lawyer. I hear him defend you plenty times. Should we, the Bahamian people who read papers and stuff and listen to international news, expect you to direct him or your attorneys to maybe be suing whosoever sent that information the other day about the Jeffrey Epstein files, calling your name, mixing it up with other people? Then should we expect for you to sue? Or if you don't sue, should we say, well, this must be true what they say about you?
All right, thanks for the question, Papa.
Well, listen, I come from a thing of if you want everybody to like you, you sell ice cream, right? I'm no stranger to people casting
accusations,
and from the time that I was coming up as a young boy to today, there's a saying that dog don't bark at parked cars.
That's correct.
When it comes to those accusations, I've already addressed them. I don't do fool. Mm-hmm. Now, while you guys might want to try and sensationalize things like that to suit a political narrative or a narrative, I'm not responsible for the version of me that exists in your head. That's your cross to bear. Mm-hmm. I stand proud on my record with my integrity intact, and I have nothing to be concerned about. I trust the legal system. I trust that it works. And if there was anything unfair to be served, I stand here and I don't condone anything that was alleged by those individuals that was accused of those things. And it's important as a people, we don't import other nations' issues into our politics, because we have a country to build, people to help, and prosperity to focus on.
I'm going to take these last two callers on the line. If we do have to get to the vision statement of His Excellency, and then, of course, Kyle has one or two texts, and he has to leave. And so for those people who had questions, you may have to hold them for another interview. But we're going to take these last two callers quickly. Caller, you got 30 seconds. Go ahead, caller. Want to give you some respect. Caller, you on the line?
Yes, sir. Good afternoon.
Hey, good afternoon, my friend.
I don't think yes, I do. I do know Mrs. Excellencies, Mr. Sebastian.
I know who you are, too. I know why, too. But go ahead.
Yeah, I would like to reflect quickly on his entrepreneurial skills.
Uh-huh.
He has been an entrepreneur from the time he was a student. I never taught him, but I know teachers who bought computers from him while he was a student. I know the times when he was selling the phone cards. So he has pivoted from business to business, and he don't stay in any business as it's dead. He moves on. He has a vision. He looks forward. So I want to commend that young man. Actually, I'm jealous of him because I studied business, but I didn't succeed in business. I didn't enter business like that. Practical business.
But Randy, you succeeded in being my friend, so that's good enough, right?
As a young man, I want to salute him. I would rank him with the Deputy Prime Minister who was a success in insurance business and so on and that.
My Lord.
So,
but I appreciate your call.
For all politics aside, I want to commend the young man for being a success.
Thank you, my friend. Last call on the line. Go ahead, caller.
Good afternoon, God. How you doing?
Hey, my brother, he has to go, but go ahead.
I need 45.
When you can have to talk to him later.
Okay, everything's good.
How you doing?
Everything's good. How you doing?
Okay, I'm doing fine, thank you. Good afternoon, Carl. How you doing?
Hey, all is well.
Jesus, that's then 15 seconds.
Now, look here, Excellency. I just wanted to say that as a Bahamian, as an independent thinking Bahamian, as someone who's not a follower, who believes in traveling and creating my own path, someone who doesn't kiss up to people, someone who believes in acknowledging good where good is and bad where bad is, I'm really happy to see that you've entered the frame of politics in our country. Certainly, you have a lot to bring to the table. Certainly, you've been there and done that. Certainly, you know what to do, how to do it, how not to do it. Certainly, you represent a new mindset in politics. My only concern, where you were concerned, Excellency, is that I believe there's going to come a point where your mindset is going to have, you always talk about those breaks with college and with SAC and with one or two other areas, right? You had to make a clean break because there was a disagreement. I believe that disagreement will come in politics because of your mindset and because of your purity and the things that you're expressing you wish to do. I'm watching and I'm seeing a lot of the movements that you're making in Port Charlotte, and I'm really happy to see that you are empowering young men and women from your own pocket. And so that's the mindset that we need to talk about the immunization. We need more people around the table who can influence that level of thinking.
Thank you,
to bring
Anton.
the humans up.
Okay, thank you. Appreciate you, my brother.
Thank you.
That's good. So, listen, Carl, I got to let His Excellency give his statement, give that question afterwards, and then he has to go. Go ahead, my friend.
Yes, just want to quickly go over kind of our blueprint for Fort Charlotte, like I would have alluded to earlier. We have a strategy for to include the development of new subdivision in Fort Charlotte, as well as aggressively looking and tagging and working closely with the Minister of Housing to identify derelict houses that are been a nuisance to the communities for many, many years. Those properties, they're looking to perhaps take them back, put them in the possession of the state, and develop more affordable housing on those. We are addressing the flooding in the flood-prone areas of Fort Charlotte. A flood assessment was commenced back in October, which has been delivered back to us in mid-January, and that's already identified exactly how to bring stormwater relief to that flood-prone areas of the St. Albans, Ferguson Road, parts of the West Grove, etc. And the construction drawings are being done now, and those will go out to bid once the construction drawings are done. We're going to have a cool school initiative. Every school in Fort Charlotte will be air-conditioned. It's our cool learning initiative. We want the learning environment, students to be good, comfortable, and they're able to learn in a much more comfortable environment. We'll be we have an assessment going on at all schools now to make sure that they have technology infrastructure. So all the schools in Fort Charlotte will be getting computer upgrades to ensure that we are pairing the infrastructure of our curriculum with the needs of making sure that there's digital literacy. It's fluid within our schools, working very closely with the Minister of Education on a much broader approach to how can we enhance digital literacy, not just in Fort Charlotte, but as a whole. So her and I work very closely to get on spitting ideas around on what the future of the curriculum can look like as we see this world around us evolve so much with the introduction of all these new technologies. We've built the Fort Charlotte Technology, Arts, and Culture Center in 107 days.
Wow.
That is the cornerstone of impact for the entire Fort Charlotte community. And in there, that's where we'll be doing after-school programs. We'll be doing technology-based training, business mentorship, entrepreneurship training, and guidance. We have a computer lab. We have a business center. In phase 2, we will also introduce a culinary arts academy, a fitness center, 3 additional tech labs, and along with a large event space. On display right now is our Easter Bunny, Charlotte. So if you're in the area of the center, you can pass by, say hi to Charlotte, take pictures with Charlotte. She's there for the duration of, I think, mid-April. And, we are going to take Fort Charlotte higher. And when I go door to door, people want progress. They want representation they can feel. They want leadership that they can trust. And they don't want people coming around them with no a bunch of talk. All right, and I'm a man that comes in with receipts. I'm a builder. I'm a problem solver. I've fixed a lot of stuff that was broken already. In Fort Charlotte, we've repaired almost every pothole that exists. If you see a pothole, you can log on to fortcharlotte.com and you can register broken lights, potholes, or any issues within the community that you need to address. And those things are going to be automatically addressed. We have launched the Own Fort Charlotte Grant Funding Initiative. That was launched on March 16th. That's where entrepreneurs, business owners can apply for small business grant to support the expansion or the introduction of their new businesses. So I want to encourage all the young voters, not just in Fort Charlotte, but in the country. This generation of leaderships, led by our Prime Minister, Mr. Philip Brave Davis, we are going to continue to build on progress in this country. We've done a lot of heavy lifting already. The team and my colleagues that were all ratified to be the standard bearers of this side of them. And we need continuity in government. And while some may want to hope that history repeats itself where we go back and forth, I can tell you with confidence, as I go door to door, that is not the sentiments of the voters. They all are choosing progress for the most part. And where we have any issues that we need to do better on or work on, the answer to that is not to complain and say that, oh, we're going to change. We should have constructive conversation about how we can make these things better and then come together and move forward. If some persons in politics were really concerned about the country, it wouldn't be the mudslinging and the defamation and all of the nasty politics that you hear coming around. There's some people that are running in Fort Charlotte I hear. I never even mentioned their name once, because my concern, my focus is the 6,048 registered voters, to convince them that I am right for this time, to take Fort Charlotte to higher heights and make this a community that we're proud of, make this a community that's safe, support entrepreneurs, bring affordable living to families, and have infrastructure that families don't have to subject themselves to for decades-long flooding. And that is the type of representation that you would get in a candidate like me. And anyone come to your door, Fort Charlotte, knocking on your door, asking for your vote, I will encourage you. Just like I'm an employer, I have 2,000 employees across my group of companies. When somebody comes to me for a job, from your previous employer. So anyone looking for your vote, I encourage you to get a reference from their previous employer on their track record, what they have done, what they bring to the table, and then make your vote based on that.
Now, some people ain't
Talk is cheap, money buy land.
Some people ain't got no long resume though.
Well, if they ain't got no resume, tell them push out.
Listen, man, what I envision, because time is gone, we speak about a better tourism model. We speak about upgrades to our country, to our island. Fort Charlotte is in the touristic vicinity, historical as well. This is the type of representation we need from anyone, any party, any entity. This is what you're looking for. You're looking for improvement, not just talk, as your song said. You're looking for action. And once action is taking place, whether that be in Maguana, whether that be over in Long Island, whether that's in Cat Island or Andros or Abaco, this is what the country needs. You can't be silly and simple about this matter. For too long, we've been those people decide that they're going to give back. And let me be a little devilish right now. Say another Bible, Luke, the book of Luke, chapter 19, talk about the little short man Zacchaeus up in the tree, who made himself so rich. When Jesus came to see him, he said, now you can give back to the poor. This person giving back. Next time for the poor. The poor getting taken care of now. And if you're getting taken care of now, imagine what's coming later. The man used the word progress. progress, progress. Kyle Dean, I know you got a lot to say, but this man got to go. Tell him goodbye. Let me let you tell him goodbye.
The message was definitely inspiring. I want to encourage everybody in Fort Charlotte. You know, you have someone with a track record in front of you. And like he said, you asked other people about their previous representation, their previous employer, and watch for those persons next door. I think it's being...
Don't be disgusting.
No,
Don't be disgusting like me.
No name. I
don't
know
be disgusting.
I said,
I speak it for me.
Bring a reference. That's it.
Bring your reference.
The music. Yeah, well, we're going to listen to that song one more time as they make their way out of the studio. It's been a pleasure. We're going to do a little after conversation. Of course, Gabby, I think that's Gabby. I'm getting a little old. Now, Gabby, that's you. Gabby's going to come into the studio, and we're going to just wrap this thing up. It's been a great day today. Guardian Radio 96.9 FM. I got goosebumps for Fort Charlotte. Kind of looking good over there in St. James, too. I think the country is about to improve. With great people, with this type of energy, it's going to be a better Bahamas. We'll be back.
Me walk through struggle, me know the way. Me help who drown and me clear the gate. Me build with two hands, not with speech. Me fight for the people me try to reach. Me rescue some from storm and rain. Me help some get back up again. Not just a promise, me lay foundation. Me building future, not just reputation. We going higher, higher, brick by brick and soul by soul. We going higher, higher. For Charlotte rise, we in control. Sabas is here now. Not just show.
New roads and airports are connecting our islands. Energy reform is bringing electricity prices down, while young Bahamians are stepping up, gaining new skills for new opportunities. Respect for workers. Support for entrepreneurs. We're modernizing energy and infrastructure across our islands and preparing Bahamians to succeed in a new economy. Transformations this big take time. Let's choose progress. Paid for by the PLP.
You try to rest, but roll with the best. For all your printing needs, there ain't no one better, no. For posters and banners, magazines and flyers. For window decals, greeting cards and newsletters. No job too big and there's no job too small. You name it, we can print it. Just give us a call. Let Print Masters bring your masterpiece to life.
Located in the Nassau Guardian Building, telephone 302-2361.
This is Guardian Radio, your station for up-to-the-minute news and intelligent, interactive, and engaging conversations. 96.9 FM.
Nothing from nothing leaves nothing. You gotta have something if you wanna be with me. Nothing from nothing leaves nothing. You gotta have something if you wanna be with me.
And we are back. This is Garth Minot, Roseboro Guardian Radio today, 96.9 FM, sitting with none other than Kyle Dean. Of course, Gabby has joined us, and she rowing me. But you know what? It's always good, even to see a rowdy Gabby. Because I'm warming her up for Wednesday. You know she can jam. You jamming Wednesday?
Of course.
Okay, then, so now your blood running. What the heck wrong with you?
And I have to invite Sebastian to come back so we can talk about
when you have
Charlotte.
Loretta and you have your friend who's
So
my
we can
cousin,
talk about Charlotte because
she
God
come here,
didn't want
Robert.
me in the room.
When she had Belinda, you know Belinda
God
said, God
didn't-
ain't my cousin. So
God didn't want me to talk and find out what happened on Monday. See, y'all run on so much. Y'all ain't even talk about the Easter extravaganza, what happened on Monday with Charlotte. You see that big bunny down there on
That's what I wanted.
Thinger? See that? And that's what happened when Gabby ain't in the room. Good for you. Bye.
I wanted them to make mention of the Easter.
Listen, man, listen. We
can
having
go on
a
this
post.
page.
We having a post show. I don't know everything. I ain't trying to know everything. I trying to get you the show. Do people don't call me and cuss me on? Someone say you was begging for $50. Now the fellow was begging for $1 by the door. They trying to say I just come in the studio and ask people for $50. They got the wrong show host. They got the wrong one because I leave my little plumbing job, come in here to talk with them, and they don't understand. It's more than $50 out there on the street. We can pick up $50 off the ground. That's the way we roll. I then sell 3 bottles of honey before I get in the studios. I don't know what they talking about.
So people say, who said that?
I don't know, but these
See, you
people.
must me forget my manners and all. How I get talking to the people, you and
You
Kyle
come
been in here?
in here rowing.
No, because you speak blasphemy, man. Propaganda about me, and I have to let these people know that this ain't so.
Okay, well, guess what? The phone lines still lit up. What we can do is throw the phone lines. Gabby's in the house. We can do a little post show, a little post analysis. 323-6232, 325-4316, 325-4259, anywhere from the Family of Violence, 300-5720. Or you can text in on 422-4796. And let me just say thank you, a special thank you, to Gabby McKinsey Enius and Kyle Dean for a great show last Thursday. I got reports that, man, it was a phenomenal show. And of course, you who joined me yesterday on Remark, we did Up the Creek.
Guess what? My uncle was listening, and he
And you have a correction
You
to
have a
make.
correction
yes,
to make.
it was
Okay.
actually Solomon.
Call the right name, man. Norman Solomon.
Yeah, and
Yeah, but you come and you're talking about Saul Kinsler.
That's what you get. Firstly, let me say good afternoon to the Bahamian
Go
people.
ahead.
Excuse me. I apologize for my manners.
Your hair look nice.
I
Your hair
have
look
these
nice.
down to the booty braids now, so I feeling myself. I feeling myself that the braids are ready for the Easter. I gonna lay low on a particular island this Easter weekend. Okay? But anyway, yeah. This one coming here, trying to be a historian.
Yeah.
And he ain't got the history right. That's why I tell him, stay in your lane.
Okay.
God baptizing you by fire.
So it was Norman Solomon, that his uncle or your granddaddy?
No, my Grammy's brother.
That's your grand uncle.
Your granduncle.
Your grand uncle used to drive Norman Solomon them.
Yes.
And
he used-
you tell the people to Saul Kinsler.
And Sir Harry Oakes them.
And the Pritchards, he used to work.
Or the Pritchards.
Uh-huh.
So what you're trying to say is you've been surrounded by these type of people all your life, in your blood.
What kind of people?
Opportunity. Like just being in the cycle of opportunity.
Oh, yeah. Runs in the family.
But you got to get your history right, like what Gabby.
You gotta write it down first, get the story right, and then come to the show and tell us.
I wish one show I'll call him and let him tell the story. Or
First, you gotta retract your statement.
I retracted the name used.
Uh-huh.
But the story is it's correct.
Okay.
Well, Gabby, we just had a show. You were sitting out there, and we had a full studio. Fort Charlotte seems to be on the move. I'm not, now they can get me now. They're trying to make me political, but I made mention that Sebas is making his contribution. One of my other favorite people is Mr. Brent Simonet, who also made contributions. And of course, we now have the COI lady, Dr. McGuire, who's making contributions. And I don't feel that when it comes to contributions to the building of the nation, for me personally, I'm not talking for everyone else, for me personally, it's not political. For me, it's national. And I love the idea of building the nation. And so Gabby being in the house, the phone lines are lit up. First caller, let's see what you got. Calling on the...
Good morning. How you doing today?
Hey, good afternoon, my friend.
Yeah, so I was trying to get into the station when His Excellency was in there, but wasn't able to get in.
Yeah.
And there's just a couple of things I want to say.
Okay, go ahead.
I admire some of the things that he's doing. Definitely the cleanup campaign in Port Charlotte is a great thing. It's a good thing. And I believe that if you get the environment clean, that helps to change the mindset of the constituents.
Mm-hmm.
Not everybody's on the same socioeconomic level. And so I think that's a good thing. some of the initiatives that he talked about, trying to get technology in the schools and technology at his community center, that's some great stuff. But I have some other issues that policy-wise, and I noticed he stated, I believe he stated, maybe I'm mistaken, that, you know, he didn't have a problem with the policy, but policy-wise, we have some big policy problems in the Bahamas.
I agree.
Right?
I agree.
So we have Prime Minister after Prime Minister promised a Freedom of Information Act. They promised us a campaign finance reform, right? One thing that I know is nobody pays hundreds of thousands of dollars to get in the House of Assembly to make 38 grand. And that goes directly to a policy problem. We have an issue, and so and this isn't about him. He's a Johnny come lately. He just reached.
Okay.
We've been seeing this happen for years and years and years and years. Right before campaigns, people come, they go into the community, they spend all type of money. And then when they walk out of the House of Assembly, you know, they millionaires.
Correct.
When they or whatever they came in as.
I appreciate that.
So the big problem is what makes him different.
Let me ask Gabi that, because
besides
Gabi,
the fact that he walking in with the money, what makes him different?
yeah, I want to let Gabi deal with that if you don't mind. I appreciate the call though, Gabi. I think he has some validity to what he's saying, but I want to hear your version of that from a female perspective.
I don't think this has anything to do with gender, and I
talk about a softer approach, because you know me, I hard as hell.
You mean from a woman's perspective?
Just a softer perspective.
You know,
you come here rowing like your mouth hard.
The human aspect of females is called women. I want you to be intentional about using the word woman. I'm not a female roach. I'm not a female dog. I'm not a female. So I want us to be intentional. That's something I learned.
So when we say lady, Gabi?
About, yes, lady, women. When we're addressing,
I call you lady when your hair long. When your hair short, I say
female.
woman. But go ahead.
Yes, but I agree with the caller that it's not just a him issue. This is something that's been going on in terms of a policy approach. We see a lot of people, but there's a songwriter says you can see a man's face, but you can't see his heart.
Correct.
And there are a lot of persons you cannot tell what their true reasons are for doing something.
That's correct.
But there was something that he did say during his interview that I do think rings true. In check the references and a track record of what a person does in and out of season. So prior to the aspirations of politics, prior to, even if it was that these people are not millionaires when they are, if your neighbor needed a can of cream, how would you? Speaking of you, if you were a person, were you a person that if you saw someone needing shelter, if you saw somebody and you had it in this extra, when you only had a can of corned beef, were you a person that said, you and me to eat this can of corned beef today?
Or do you change? Yeah. Or you're always mean and...
Or was this just a sudden revelation that you had?
Yeah.
Because now you have greater ambitions and you realize that this is a way of... I can manipulate the people if I
like that.
Give them things. So I cannot speak for His Excellency. He will... I'm sure he'll be back here on multiple shows taking calls and questions to answer those things. But I do think the policy position needs to be addressed in terms of leveling the platform in campaign finance reform so that it is something else he said, so that the have and the have-nots can be on equal footing and we can really test, can you be successful if you are still only limited to doing this?
I will address that, but I'm going to let Kyle respond if he wants to, and then we're going to take the next call. Go ahead, Kyle.
Yeah, so what I want to say is this, track record. What he has been doing in private life, he is now duplicating in Fort Charlotte. When we think about Sabas, we think about OWN Bahamas, that facilitated entrepreneurs, startups. So you see that same kind of energy being placed into Fort Charlotte. And when you go to his conferences over Atlantis, some of the stuff that he talks about, some of the ideas that he have, you see duplicate it. Right in Fort Charlotte, before he left, he spoke about that has been constructed. The training that is going on, the gym that is going to come on board, the School of the Culinary Arts.
All those things.
All those things. And so the stuff that he stood for in his private life, you see it being duplicated now that he is entered for frontline politics. Furthermore, we have been calling for young people to enter frontline politics who have a vision that can move constituencies forward. The countries forward, and people forward. And so when you have a young man who's going to step forward, who has stepped forward, they listen to me. I have done this in my private life. I want to duplicate this now on a national level. I think it's to be applauded.
I think so. Let me take another call on the line. Next call on the line. Go ahead, please.
Yes, good evening, God. Yes, I'm calling back because there's two questions that I wanted to ask His Excellency that I did not have a chance to ask, but I'd like to put it, please.
Give me the other question.
If you can ask them, if you can answer, fine. Then I wish for you to explain as a pastor biblical scripture that I need some insight on. The questions, first of all, my foundation is building a better Bahamas.
Yes.
And setting the right foundation.
Yes. My
question to Sabas was, what is the difference between a person who, in an effort to succeed in life, go on the street and sell drugs or illegal drugs versus the fella who goes in the street and sell illegal numbers? What is the difference between those two? And I noticed that in his references, he never made mention of the establishment of Ireland. I wanted to find out how was that established. And the comment I wish for you to explain, please, is there's a scriptural reference to, I think it was a female or two persons who went to present their offerings to the altar. And I think it was Jesus who sought to clarify the difference between the two gifts. And I wish for you to elaborate on that for me, please, and give us some explanation that can help us in determining where we are today in the situation.
Yeah, that's a whole show in and of itself, no disrespect to you, because I'm listening also to the show in dealing either with the policies of Freedom of Information Act, with policy in terms of reform, in terms of, finance reform. These are issues facing even candidacies. You're speaking about people who have probably been involved in nefarious acts. Should they be allowed to go into the House of Assembly? A person has been prosecuted before. They've been to jail. Like one particular candidate said, he has been to jail, but he's still running for his constituency. And the one variable I would say is this to you in a very shallow way and not in a very deep way. When I look at life and its situations, we are so biased in and of ourselves, and we're all guilty of this in some much way, form, or another, that we excuse one and we do not excuse the other. It's called judgment. And as for me, presently, when it comes to a man not eaten in days, does he really care who brings him the bread to eat? You see? And so we're talking about an ethical conversation, one that has so many tentacles in terms of how we address a situation. I think he also made mention, too, while he was sitting here, that you have to take each situation at its own merit. You got to go ahead and have a conversation. You got to go ahead and delve into whether the person is operating on selfish desires or they're working on a national level. What is the overall game? Everyone is not going to be judged the same. And so I appreciate your call. Let me take another caller, please. Caller, go ahead.
God, how you doing, man?
Boy, right here in the jungle.
You in the jungle, yeah.
Yeah.
Let me say good afternoon to your listening audience and the persons in your studio. That's Gabby and Kyle.
Oh, yeah. I got two of them, one to the left, one to the right. Huh?
I wasn't there. The one on your first hour, man. I don't know.
Why? I'm trying. I just trying
Yeah,
to get...
man, and then you'll miss some critical questions if you let Gabby in there.
I wasn't in here. I want the record to reflect that I was not in the studio during the interview because you all know I got asked the questions now. So Ted, thank you. I just want the record to clearly reflect.
Let me correct all of yours. Right here and right now. When certain people had to come sit in this studio on my show, let me use the word MY, my show in Gabi, do the interview. Because they wasn't coming to see me, not me. They come see Gabi though. So you got to know certain people only going to certain people to talk to them about certain things. I didn't tell you all about this. This is what I'm trying to tell you. There are certain people who only go on them other shows on Guardian. They don't come on my show, not them. I never see one of them yet. People accuse me, but God has begged them $50. I ain't never known when I hear to beg $50 from. Great God Almighty. This is my first interview. So I don't know what they're talking about.
God, if you'll allow me, right?
Please
do. You have to be careful. Either you soft on some persons and hard on some others. Why persons wouldn't want to come?
I the same straight across the board, but they think I different.
Yeah, my question is, right, I heard Kyle talk about the things that Mr. Sebastian will want to do it and doing in the constituency. Mr. Sebastian has office all over New Providence, some parts all over, I think, the country.
Okay.
As business establishments. And where can we point out and said he had offered that to the persons before he decided to run for office? You know, plenty. Listen, your God, and I don't want you to cut me, right? But God, plenty young ladies had to do things they didn't.
I ain't cut you. But you see, you got on the bias tantrum, but I ain't cut you. That's all I got to tell you. I did not. Next caller. Is there another caller there? No more callers on the line? The line's malfunctioning? See if there's another caller. Caller, you there? Well, look, I got a little glitch in my phone. Next caller, you there? Okay, no more callers. So I guess that's it. Let me take a quick break, folks. Guardian Radio today, 96.9 FM. God's Minard Roseboro. Y'all then go and heat up the whole telephone line and get hot. Y'all burning up the people them phone. I ain't got no money to pay for no new phone. I tell you that right now. But listen here, man. We're having a great time, great conversation. I got Gabby McKenzie Enos in the house. Her show's on Wednesdays, but she here today with me. And I got Mr. Kyle Dean smiling, having a good time, great conversation. We'll be right back.
Try to rest, roll with the best. For all your printing needs, there ain't no one better, no. For posters and banners, magazines and flyers. For window decals, greeting cards and newsletters. No job too big and there's no job too small. You name it, we can print it. Just give us a call. Let Print Masters bring your masterpiece to life.
Located in the Nassau Guardian Building, telephone 302-2361.
Team Bahamas goes on the hunt for Carifta Gold once again. Join Star 106.5 and Guardian Radio 96.9 for daily live updates on the Carifta Swimming Championships in Martinique and the Carifta Track and Field Championships in St. George's, Grenada throughout the Easter holiday weekend. Carifta Gold, the Easter Showdown. Team Bahamas going for an 8th consecutive swimming title, and the track and field team looking to overthrow longtime champions Jamaica. Don't miss our live coverage every day of the 53rd Carifta Games on Star 1 Radio 96.9. Carifta Gold, the hunt is on.
New roads and airports are connecting our islands. Energy reform is bringing electricity prices down, while young Bahamians are stepping up, gaining new skills for new opportunities. Respect for workers. Support for entrepreneurs. We're modernizing energy and infrastructure across our islands and preparing Bahamians to succeed in a new economy. Transformations this big take time. Let's choose progress. Paid for by the PLP.
This is Guardian Radio, your station for up-to-the-minute news and intelligent, interactive, and engaging conversations. 96.9 FM.
And we are back. This is Guardian Radio today, 96.9 FM. I do see the phone lines are still lit up, but before we get to the phone lines, Gabby, why is it that people feel that when you do good works, you got to why you do the good works, you got to take photo, let people see what you then do? What's going on? Is that really necessary, or if that's only necessary when entering into public life, like His Excellency just said, you got to show a track record or a resume or reference as to who you are?
See, there's a fine line between exploitation and actually doing something from the goodness of your heart. I think when it comes to taking photos, a lot of times we see people being exploited in their lowest moment. Everyone has to take out a camera. There was one time I saw this video of them going through. There was a group of people going through this person's house. Now, while I know they wanted to bring some light to what was happening and I guess what they were doing, I feel like that person was already at their lowest moment, and the last little bit of dignity, you sort of stripped away from the person. I think oftentimes it diminishes the help as well, because it's like, did you really want to do this to help that person out of that situation, or did you want to do it for brownie points? And on the flip side of that same argument, people would say, if you don't tell these Bahamian people what you're doing, if you don't show them what you're doing, they're going to say you're doing nothing. You've done nothing to help anyone. You've done nothing to pull people out. So it's a fine line that politicians, civic organizations, and all these people who want to help and do good have to trot when they encounter these people that need lifting up from certain situations.
And like I said earlier, there are people on all sides of the political divide that do great things. Never mentioned great things. I've only heard of stories of people like Mr. Branson helping to pay people's bills and rescuing people in dire situations. I've heard of stories of people buying dialysis machines from third parties. I've heard of people helping other people repair their roofs. We are a loving people for the most part by nature. And it isn't always that everywhere that we have a presence that we're going to go ahead and exemplify that or show that this is what I'm doing.
But it's so amazing.
Yeah.
The minute, you as a politician put all of that information out there, people come back and say, well, he only doing it because he's looking for a vote.
Well, this is the negativity we're talking about.
And so you're in a situation where you're in a no-win situation. When you do it, they criticize you. If you don't do it, you do nothing.
And you know what's amazing to me? Let me just end this right here before I take this caller. For the last 20, 30 years, we've been going from 2002. We've been going back and forth. PLP, FNM, PLP, FNM, PLP, right? And 25 years of that, and before there was the FNM for 2 terms, whatever the case may be. But you have said to me that you were dissatisfied with performances in previous times. So it isn't a PLP or FNM thing. It isn't a political thing for me. For me, it simply says to me that when you meet an individual, as I spoke about, measure the man, measure the woman, based on the merit that they're now presenting. Is there something acceptable? Is there something that is supernatural? Is there something that is miraculous? Is there something that is needed and necessary? You got to ask these type of questions, because guess what? To not have these things is the reason why we fired the previous group before this actually occurred. That's all I'm simply saying. I think it's simple. If the people don't work, you fire them.
That's correct.
If you're doing nothing, you get nothing. You're doing something, we jamming. We jamming, caller. Caller, you there?
Hey.
Hey, man.
Yeah, no, God.
Sorry about that, my boy. Just, how this go.
Everything good. What do you say, Gabi?
I'm good. How you doing?
Man, I know you good, man.
Jesus, Lord, you then told me, hey, God, hey, Gabi.
Your voice is light up your beauty and
Lord,
everything.
Thank you so much. Thank you. I know. I certainly bring light to God's day. That's why he always has to have me here. Don't worry about it. Gloom and doom was in here before I arrived.
I with you. But God.
Hey.
God, what you saying, guys?
Hey, you good?
Yeah, man, I good. God, I come to defend my good friend, man.
Who's that?
The boss.
Oh, that's your good friend, too?
It's me.
I know. I know.
But
just a friendly fella.
The one with visually impaired.
Yeah.
Yeah. But anyhow, you see the fella would throw that question at you, right?
Mm-hmm.
But drug dealing, what's the difference of drug dealing or web shop? I can tell you what the difference is them.
Please do, quickly.
A drug dealer kills people.
Oh.
Kills family.
Oh, okay.
Kills home. Mm-hmm. A drug dealer don't build up people. But the web shop build people. They get business. People get business. People get jobs. People make money. Yeah, sometimes you lose, but that's a part of life.
Can I say something?
Yes, sir.
This is what I don't understand. For those people who go to school in this country, there's a subject called social studies.
Right.
What the hell you teaching me but Black Bear for then? And Anne Bonny and Mary Reed and Captain Kidd. What the hell you teaching me that for? And they was crooks.
All of them was murderers.
All them crooks and murderers. What you telling me about them for? And then you can make them into heroes. Some of our forefathers before our generation. I talk to them people who used to be shipwreckers and bootleggers and drug
running was a big thing in the Bahamas.
And they turned their life around and contributed to the building of this nation. I want to know what the hell y'all talking about, like y'all ain't been to our schools.
Exactly. But one more thing, God, he tried to use one another. He tried to...
Yeah, I know.
Because he don't know scriptures.
Yeah.
You being a pastor, he was looking for you to quote the scripture to him.
That's a Shaman woman.
My name is Brother Wallace, right? So I'm going to quote the scripture for him. He was talking to when Jesus tell his disciples, the lady there, what you see put in, one penny, put in all she had. And those were put in behind her, she put in more than them. Now, if you know the technical point what Jesus was trying to say, when people who put money in offerings, when they could put more, they don't put more, they put less. That woman put in everything she had.
Well, guess
so what Jesus was saying, she put in more than all of them.
Well, let me just say this to you in parting, right?
Yeah.
I want to say this to people. I've said this in times before. We are all born of a woman. That's how I know the story to go. And I almost assure you we all gonna die. You got a short time to be here. Whether you start off good and you end good, you start off bad and you end up good, you start off good and you end up bad, it don't matter. You got a short time to be here, so whenever you got some good to give to Mother Earth and to us as a people, for God's sake, don't hold it back. Let's have that. And you move on, and I move on, and we all move on, and the legacy that should be left behind is a legacy of love. Talk to me. Let me take another caller. Caller, go ahead.
God.
Hey, how you doing?
Hey, how you doing? You all right?
Yeah, man, I'm feeling good.
Hi, Gabby, and hi, Kyle.
Hi.
How you all doing?
We're good.
Well, your voice is the right voice to end the show. Go ahead.
God, I called you. I was trying to get you while Mr. Bastian was there. Now, you know I live in Fort Charlotte.
Oh, yeah. Talk then. Talk. Let's
But
hear you talk.
I meet the candidate yet?
Leave the number with the producer. I can give it to him.
Okay.
I appreciate you.
Okay, God.
All right, blessings. She right. Last call on the line. Then we got to let Gabby them close this up. Last caller. Hey.
One thing about Bahamians, right?
Yeah.
You're done if you don't.
Well, I almost cussed just now. They turned the radio down because you're echoing. They turned the radio down. Turn it down for my brother. Well, hey, what you got to say? Go ahead, my brother. Oh, you're gone. Oh, you're gone? Well, let me take the other last caller. Last caller.
No, we lost them.
You lost the last caller? Gabby, got 3 minutes. Do your thing, Gabby. Let Kyle do his thing, and we can get on here.
Call back. You want
yeah, man, take the caller, man. Take the caller. Go ahead, caller.
Caller. Something
Press
going on with the
button.
phone.
Press the button. Press the button.
We press it.
Caller, you there? This one right here. Caller, you there? I think I lost all my callers. The line's acting crazy. Kyle, how did you feel about the whole show? Talk to me.
The show was very good. I believe that the show projected or gave us an insight or foresight on who's going to be the next member of parliament for Fort Charlotte.
Okay, no, now see, now you being just a little biased. I hear you, but let me ask you a question. Me sitting here, you do recognize that it's not my intention to be biased, but to get as much truth out as possible in the short time that we have here. There may be some negative things to be discussed, but that's what Fort Charlotte. That ain't for us. All we are here is to present a message of objectivity.
People asked a hard question. I know that someone asked about some files or something.
People know about the National Lottery and all those type of things.
So people asked tough questions, and I believe that he answered them to the best of his ability, and he did very, very well.
Well, thank you, Gabby.
I think firstly, I want to put this clarion call out there for Mr. Sebastian to come back to Guardian Radio and to do a 2-hour interview, not one.
With Gabby.
2-hour interview. Come with Gabby, because Gabby can ask all the questions, and she ain't gonna forget to tell them about Charlotte, the Easter extravaganza that you're having this Saturday, April 4th at 12 to 3 p.m. Correct. So for all the residents of Fort Charlotte, Sebas is having an Easter extravaganza, free admission for ages 5 years old to 12 years old down there at at his newest community, modern, state-of-the-art community center and arts and technology and all of these things.
In every constituency in the Bahamas.
But one of the things that I would like to ask Mr. Bastian, so whenever he comes back on radio, he may even can ask the question, because some persons may say, we don't know what the outcome may be. But if he is not successful, what is going to happen with that community center? Is that going to be a donation to the community, to the people of Fort Charlotte? Because I think that too would deepen the ties with people saying that he's already told us, even if he's not the successful candidate, this is his donation to the constituency. This is what his legacy is leaving for them.
That would be a conversation after the election, because I understand his mindset, and we've been trained that way, that we think positively. We believe in the law of attraction. So we don't talk negatively. But in our heart, if you are pure in heart, of course these things will come naturally as a donation to the Bahamian people. Listen, folks, this has been Garden Radio Today, 96.9 FM. I'm Garth Minard Roseborough with Kyle Dean, Gabriel McKenzie Eneas. Please tune in tomorrow for Dr. Anku Sarah. And then Wednesday.
Y'all, guess what? We go shell down before the Easter holiday, before Good Friday. I think it can get hot on Wednesday.
Listen, we want to give a special shout out and thank you to Wally, who was behind the boards today. Great job. And thank you all for tuning in. Next, is that Naughty or Pearly?
Naughty.
Naughty.
Talking Heads with Naughty and Mary Jane is up next.
That's your girl.
It's my girl.
All right, take care.